Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, okay. So, questions. First one is, how did you meet, and what was your first impression of your partner when you first saw them? We met at La Cantera at the mall, right in San Antonio. I mean, we met online and all that mess first, but had our first date at the mall. I got there first, and I was happy that I was on time because I thought I was going to be late, and somebody else was by like 2 minutes. But
I was
okay.
I had never been there before
But
because I was new to San Antonio, and I was frantically upset that I was 2 minutes late.
But my first impression was, first of all, like in a positive way, like, oh, like even cuter than I thought he was going to be, like, which is good. And he was cute, and he was better dressed than I was because I'd come from marching band, and like I was wearing shorts and this, but he was wearing a button-up shirt and
But it was happy hour.
khakis and stuff, and it was super cute.
It was a late night happy hour, so you didn't have to be dressed up.
How long have you been together? Just over 5.5 years.
Yeah, almost 5.5. Yeah,
Little over 5.5
September
years.
30th will be 6.
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh.
What draws you to your partner? I mean, a lot of things.
I would say your level-headedness and realism, and like the lack of, like, you don't bullshit me, which I appreciate because I feel like in my line of work there's a lot of bullshitting that happens, and so I very much appreciate the honesty, and at the same time I know like you're not just gonna laugh at a joke that I give just to like because I'm your significant other. Like if it's not funny, you're just not gonna laugh at me.
I'm glad you think that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, because I don't want someone to be fake with me, so I appreciate that you're very real with me, and I think that I've always wanted security in like past relationships, and I always doubted a lot of like what people's intentions were in past relationships, and I always doubted like, oh, is he just saying this because he's lying, or is he just saying this because that's what I want to hear? And I never have thought that with you because you've always been so honest.
And I'm like, no, I don't know if I have something that sweet.
That's okay. That was the wine talking. It just came right out.
I mean, I'm drawn to you just because you're cute and smart and much more caring than I am. Like, see, whereas I'm like the level-headed, like, whatever. You're like, you emote a lot more than I do, and I appreciate that because I don't do that. And somebody.
I emote everything.
Somebody has to. Could you not live without? And
What?
why?
What about your partner could you not live without, and why? I feel like mine's probably my answer from the last question.
I was
Like,
gonna say, like,
yeah, very much just like I like if that like that's kind of feel like your core, like the core of your personality, and if you lost that, you just wouldn't be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Well.
Boom. Well.
Describe your love story in one word. Ooh.
Surprising.
One word.
Like not surprising because here I am going too much, using one word into a full paragraph, but but surprising in the sense of like I feel like in our like how when we first met online, like there was a lot of almost
there was a lot of like this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, there was a lot of like almost didn't happen. I was a traveling nurse. I was supposed to leave. Like none of it should have happened, but it all happened, which is I think the beauty of it, and the more reason just like everything happens for a reason and blah 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 blah. But so yeah, so
I just want to say something.
Destiny.
Like, I don't want to say that, but I just want to say like natural.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good way to put it.
I was trying to think of some vocab.
Natural.
Go with
it all came
like
out from date one. It was very natural.
Yeah.
See, you're better with words than I am.
Are you a touchy, cuddly couple? Who's the big spoon? Who's the little spoon? One of us is more touchy, cuddly than the other, for sure.
I'm the little spoon.
I was gonna say generally I'm the big spoon. He's the little spoon.
I'm the little spoon.
But I feel like that's largely because you're the more cuddly one, and so it does better for you to like be held, and I'm the less cuddly. So it's like I feel better about.
Yeah.
Because I'm also just controlling. And
well, he gets anxious when I try to hold him, so. So there's
that.
There's that.
Would you make out in public? That very much depends on where we are. Like,
Yeah.
if we're at like Pride or a gay bar or something, sure, absolutely.
If we're just like at dinner, like
No.
no, I would kiss, but I wouldn't make
Not
out.
make out.
We don't make out when we get home.
What's the biggest hurt you've put on each other?
I don't know what that means. The biggest hurt you have put on each other. What kind of hurt have I put on you?
I was gonna say something that we've done to each other.
That was painful.
I mean, honestly, like, we don't fight much.
No, we don't. And usually when we do fight, it's because of like a miscommunication or like a misinterpretation or something, which
Yeah.
is like once every 6 months. Like we communicate very well. I feel like
I was gonna say, like, I can't
on a day-to-day
think of
basis.
something that like we've done to one another that has hurt.
No.
Like, we've been in painful situations.
Oh yeah. Like we've been through a lot together,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't one of us doing it to the other. It was like something we were both going through together, or something that happened, to one, and then the other was there for,
Yeah, really. What's the hardest thing that you've been through as a couple? Womp. There you go.
Womp. Well, there it is.
I mean, well, no joke, honestly. I mean, I've lost both parents in the last 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
So, that was a big deal. That we both went through, but maybe that was more me going through it. And you were definitely there.
Oh yeah, I went through it with you. Yeah.
As a couple, honestly, it might be just the last couple of weeks when we thought we were going to have to put down our dog.
Yeah, that was real
That
hard.
was probably the hardest thing we've gone through.
As something that was
both,
equal, yeah.
both really in it.
Yeah.
Who makes the decisions?
It kind of depends.
Yeah, as I say, that depends on the situation.
I feel like we're both pretty indecisive when it comes to some things, and it's just like, well, what are you craving? What do you want? What do you not? Usually, I feel like it boils down to like, well, what do you not want? And then we kind of limit. We
Yeah.
find the things that we each do not want to do or do not want, and then we eliminate them.
But even those are like
elimination.
kind of smaller decisions. Too.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, what are we going to eat for dinner? Kind
Oh
of
yeah,
thing.
well yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like it
Where
kind
are we
of
going for
goes.
happy hour?
I feel like it kind of goes to just like with how we tend to be, where I tend to be a little more analytical. So if it's something that has to do with like numbers and tangibles and things like that, like I'll delve into it and have a really strong idea of what I want us to
And
do.
then he brings it to me, and I.
And we'll talk through it. But
Yeah.
if it's more something less tangible,
Oh,
then I feel like normally I tend to defer.
it just kind of depends.
Yeah, but it just very depends on the
Yeah.
situation.
We, like I said, we're good communicators, and he's definitely more organized and more numbery, and I appreciate that because I don't want to sit down with a spreadsheet, but he loves that.
And I'm like,
so.
I need the spreadsheet. Tell me about the most romantic moment you've ever had together.
I'll let you go first, and then I'll say my moment.
Oh, you thought of something immediately.
Well, because it was on Time Hop a few weeks ago, so it reminded me.
Most romantic moment we've had together.
And there's different ways to be romantic.
Sure. I think about like me proposing.
Yeah.
Was that where you were going?
I was going
Okay.
to say, no, I think that's the most romantic, and just in general, because it was
Well,
like
because it's a thing, right?
you proposed, and it was like you were tired of waiting, and
Well, it's like all the planning and ideas and stuff that I had for it, I just had to. Well, they
and
didn't,
if the
they
plan
didn't work,
if the
and
plan
so
had come to fruition,
then it would have been like
the most romantic thing.
Insta story romantic. But
Yeah.
for me, it was just like I couldn't wait anymore. We'd
Yeah.
been together for almost 5 years, and I was just there and like had ideas
Drunk.
that passed, and I was drunk,
We were
but
both
that
drunk.
didn't really matter. So that's what I'm thinking.
Mine would be like if someone says like think of a romantic memory that you have with you and Jared. I usually immediately think of, or very quickly think of, when we saw Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett
Oh,
in Houston.
yeah.
It was our first year together. Like we were still in our first year
Mhm.
of relationship because it was 2015. Yeah, 2015. It was
Yeah.
April, and we got tickets to see Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett live in their jazz concerts. And it was an outdoor amphitheater in the Woodlands in Houston, and it was like perfect weather, and like we like had a blanket and like really bad wine that they sold there.
So
And like we had like HEB cheese and HEB crackers, and it was just like cheese and wine, and Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett singing to us under the stars, and I just remember being very
Well, the big
romantic
thing I remember
in like a
about-
movie kind of way.
Well, the big thing I remember that too is I'm not easily surprised. I don't think.
Yeah.
Like I'm right. I mean, I'm really normally not.
Well, because I'm also bad at keeping surprises. I'm bad at keeping secrets. So.
But that was a time where it's like he like upgraded and switched us to a nicer hotel and stuff like that too, and I had no idea what was going on. It was very sweet.
The only secret I've kept from him.
How do you fight? Are you a raging? Oh, it's definitely a quiet storm.
It's definitely quiet storm.
Absolutely.
And then
quiet
it becomes like it's a very much a Texas storm where like it comes out like it's quiet, it kind of builds, but then like all of a sudden you'll have like 10 minutes of like intense storm and then it's over.
That being said, we have literally in almost 6 years never yelled at each other.
No.
Or really raised voices like at all.
I've never yelled. We've never yelled. We've raised voices, but we've never yelled.
I would call it like intense.
Yeah, intense conversation.
Talking.
Yeah.
But never like
yelling.
past like a 6
No.
on into
No.
like never like that.
Or I've yelled at people before.
Oh, same.
I've thrown shoes. I threw my trombone at someone
Okay, I've
before.
never thrown anything at anybody before. It's good to know. But yeah, definitely quiet storm. Like it's the kind of thing where normally it ends up like somebody gets upset about something and
Yeah.
that person gets really super quiet until the other one realizes that something is wrong.
Yeah.
And it's that kind
Yeah.
of passive
That happens
aggressive
to both
thing
of us.
until we end up talking it out and probably crying and whatever.
Yeah.
3 songs that are nostalgic or
Mhm.
meaningful.
My first dance song.
As I say, the first dance song was it.
Can't Take My Eyes Off of You from the Four Seasons Freaky Valley. Because that was the first song we ever danced to together.
In public.
And that was kind of spontaneous. We were just like at dinner and there's a
On a
band
cruise ship.
on a cruise and they just started playing the song and I loved that song to begin with. I was like, oh, I love this song, let's dance. And so we danced.
Mhm.
It was our first time ever dancing together, really.
Um,
That wasn't like bumping and grinding in
Yeah,
the club.
nothing like that. I Choose You, Sarah Bareilles. I have to
Mhm.
throw that in there.
Definitely I Choose You, Sarah Bareilles.
Um,
And then Irish Channel County Dairy. For real songs,
I mean, honestly,
I would say,
probably, yeah.
or
like,
the Imogen Heap song that you would listen to a lot that first year. Snuds Bar.
it was Between Sheets, I think, is one it was.
yeah,
Irish tune. That one is highly significant.
but it's a band song. So
It is a band song, but that came up on the first date.
what do we do together on Saturday night? We do this on Saturday night. We drink
No joke,
wine.
most of the time, drink wine, watch movies and stuff. Go out to dinner. We're not really big club people.
No.
Not that we don't. It's just that's not normally our first thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, staying at home or going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Seeing a show. Actually, that's what
we do love to go
Like,
see
if we have a
shows.
choice, we want to go see a
Live
show. and
live
go to dinner.
shows, live music.
Yeah. Sunday mornings. If I'm feeling okay about my weight and
Bacon.
cholesterol, I make bacon and homemade biscuits and gravy and stuff. But
Or we'll do like omelets. We
Something
make a
like-
good breakfast. We make a good breakfast, and we watch Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-mm.
Not Wheel of Fortune. Price is Right.
Right.
Price is Right. Sorry. It's
Price
the
is Right
alcohol
or
part.
HGTV. You know,
Yeah.
gays. One of the 3 best and most frustrating things about your partner.
So I have to think of 6
That's
things.
a lot of things.
Can we skip this one?
I was gonna say I don't have that many things.
I feel like we've
I
already
just-
talked
I
about
just
a
like
lot
things
of
about it.
good things about like 3. I'm just like what's fresh. Like I'm
I
trying
said
to.
we've talked about good things.
I think I mean like your career can be frustrating at times because
oh,
you.
hells yes.
Because you come home frustrated sometimes, or like it'll be 9
Well, just
p.m.
the
and
hours and like you can't work around my schedule.
you get a
because
phone call at 9
it's-
p.m. and you have to take it and
Right.
talk, and you'll be on the phone for an hour and a half. Where like I've been at work for 12 hours, and now you're on the phone, and so like
Yeah.
there are frustrating things there, but like that's just but they don't happen every night, so they're not
Mhm.
problems. They're just kind of frustrating when they do happen. You're not as obsessed with Disney World as I am.
I'm
That's
nowhere
very
near
frustrating.
as obsessed with Disney
I
World.
really want to go. I
I was
haven't
gonna
been,
say, does that go both ways?
I haven't-
That you're so obsessed
Yeah.
with Disney and Disney World, and I'm not.
I haven't been to
That's
Disney
fine.
World since
Since before you met
2014.
me.
2014, spring of 2014. So we're going on a solid 6 years of no Disney World. And if I want to watch a Disney movie, you're like, why don't we watch this other movie? And I'm like, or we can watch.
Because we've normally seen all the Disney movies. If it's a new Disney movie, I'll watch it.
You will watch the new
But
ones.
if it's
You'll
an
watch
old
the
one,
new
I'm like,
ones
but
with
we
me.
could watch a new thing instead.
You still haven't watched The Prince of Egypt with me, which is DreamWorks, not Disney, but you still haven't watched it with me.
And for some
It's a
people, that's a
classic.
difference.
It's a classic.
Do you engage in any couples sports or activities?
Happy hours?
That's right. I don't
Not
think I would call it
sports.
sports or activities.
We spin
no.
together.
Like yeah, we'll do spin classes together, and we both play music. Like we'll
Yeah.
play duets and stuff every
Mhm.
once in a while, but
Yeah. And we play board games with friends.
yeah,
That's an activity.
yeah. If you had one day left to live on Earth when money was no object, what would you do? Well,
Blah. Depressing.
see, but I would probably do something like that. I would like fly to New York and have an ungodly expensive 3 Michelin star 4-hour dinner before or after going to something on Broadway.
Maybe, yeah. That'd be good.
Something like that. Like that's. What
I
would
want to
do.
send, the thing is, like, I want to send, like, all of our, like, family with us somewhere and, like, do something that we can all do. Because I still want to be with my family.
There's a difference between us.
Yeah, well, because it's my last day to live. Like, I want, like, I want your Aunt Kelly there, and, like, I want my mom and my dad. My brother could come if he wants to come. I'd like to see him on my last day alive, but whatever. It's my brother.
So I was just thinking you and me. But
Oh, well, yeah, me and you, yeah. Or I want to go to, like, Hawaii and do, like, the most expensive restaurant in Hawaii and, like, eat good, like, raw fish and
well, yeah.
pineapples fresh from the
The
ground.
travel is so far though. You only got a day.
That's true.
But anyway, see, logistics. Do you have a talent, hobby, skill? What is it? Again, well, I'm a music teacher. I do
bake.
music. I don't necessarily do it super well, but I build things. Like I build
Mm-hmm.
some of our.
You built
furniture
this right
'cause I'm
behind
bored.
us.
I built that and the table we're sitting at.
And then I bet, and you cook. Like, you were always the main cook. Like, you were really good at, like being like, okay, I got some canned green beans, some chicken breast, and some rice. Like, making an actual meal out of it. Where I have to, I get my recipe, I find something online, and I cook. Like, we can both cook, but you're good at just throwing shit together.
Yeah.
And I, like, have to, like, be inspired by your recipe.
So that kind of goes into the next. Like, what's your favorite thing the partner does for you?
Oh. You cook for
I
me.
was gonna say that could be one of them.
And you make me furniture.
Like you bake for me, but it's like yours is more just like a. I feel like you think about me all you know what I mean? Like not like all the time. I don't mean this like an excessive way, but just like you're much more about like, you know, you see a sale and you're
Oh.
like, oh well, Jared would like this, and you'll buy like a little
Mhm.
something for me, like you know that
Yeah.
kind of thing. That makes me crazy.
I already had my answer.
Well, you're gonna say like leaving Tupperware. That's what you're gonna say.
Leftover half-eaten lunches in Tupperwares sitting at room temp for days, unrinsed out, not thrown away, just moldy pasta sitting
See, on the same vein though, I'm gonna say pots and pans that get left in the sink for days because they need
to soak.
you know 7 to 9 days worth of soaking before you
Better
can clean
than
them,
sitting on
before
the
you can clean them.
better than being on the stove crusty and dry for 3
Is it?
days. It is better. At least it's out of the way.
Oh, when you think about your shoot, what feelings do you want your photos to convey?
I think just urban, fun, light. Like neither one of us are super serious people. Like we are serious. Like we have our moments, but like neither one of us are models, and and I'm not here, and I'm not, and I don't, and,
Well, that's the thing.
and I'm not about to be
I
like
don't
portraying
need it
like
to be like a fashion shoot necessarily. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not, especially.
It's not a fashion
currently,
shoot.
That's just not how that's gonna
Yeah.
go.
I don't even know.
I
what
don't
I'm
need
wearing.
them to convey
Any,
like again. It doesn't need to be
I
like
just-
overly like sexualized or anything like that. I just need it to convey. Honestly, I feel like what it's going to convey and what I want it to convey is just like the comfort.
yeah, the
between
comfort
us.
between us. Yeah,
Yeah, like
The
comfort.
joy.
Yeah, right.
live, laugh, love.
Have you ever had photos taken before? Just
Once.
We as a couple we did just once. We did like an engagement shoot over a
When we
year
first
ago
got
when we first got
engaged.
engaged, and it was very casual.
like
just
30
in a park.
minutes.
It was short.
We
Awkward.
definitely,
It was
yeah,
awkward.
it was
And
awkward.
it wasn't like the photographer. It was just us. You know, just like having to be, which we need the
Like, okay,
direction.
now you put your hand a little bit this
Like-
direction, and then
Like apparently in
So-
front of a camera, we're not very good at looking natural.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable, and we need the direction. So I liked the end result.
yeah, they all
It was
turned out really
definitely
good.
awkward in the process.
I'm nervous about
Nervous?
looking fat and ugly.
Same, just like we're. COVID has not been kind to anybody.
No.
Um,
Like I used to have a jawline, it's now gone,
and so there's that.
and
So,
I've been
like,
broken
none of my
out for a
clothes
week.
fit the way they're supposed to fit. So I'm nervous about that kind of thing. But I mean, I'm not nervous really about the shoot itself.
No,
we have
no,
lots
no.
of time, lots of awesome.
I just
photos
want,
to go.
yeah, and it's like I just want to look as good as I can look because these are photos I'll look at for the rest of my life, and I
Right.
feel like I'm not in my prime, but that's just time and the world, the way the universe handed it to us.
Anything else you should know? No.
I'm not always this drunk. I'm not even that drunk. I'm just a little tipsy. I've been worse.
No, just I know me in particular, just this wedding process has been stressful lately just because of COVID. You know, things have been canceled on us, and we're like, as we speak, still trying to figure out how we're gonna salvage our reception and
Yeah.
things like that. You know, so the whole thing is a little bit stressful and very possibly not going to be exactly what we wanted it to
Yeah.
be.
But
And
it's okay.
it's not our fault, and it's frustrating. But
But all that matters is we get married.
right.
That's what matters at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. So we just
And
need to
I
make
want-
everything as good as it can be.
Yeah. And the last thing I want is like my dad to come down with coronavirus because he came to my wedding. You know, then there's gonna be like that forever guilt. Like if someone gets coronavirus like a week or two later.
But a lot of our family is Republican, and they don't think it's a big deal anyway. So
Oh, it's all a
like,
hoax.
everything
It's
should
all a
be
hoax.
open. So there's that. So okay, no, I think that's it.
Was that the last?
That's the last
page?
one. That's the last one.
Oh, okay. Well, that was it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you Saturday.
Bye.